everyone, and welcome back to Niche, the Tribe of the Sea. And we are here with our sea-based tribe that is actually doing pretty well. Now, granted, this season we've had several of them spending quite a bit of time on the shore, but as we draw to the end of this season, and as we prepare for the next one, which will not be coming right away, we'll be taking a bit of a season break. But not to fear, we have not seen the last of this tribe. We will be returning to them before too long. But as we prepare to head into the next season with them, we're actually going to be moving them entirely off the island. So basically, once these creatures end up dying out, which most of them are pretty close, once that happens, we're not going to go back. We're going to try and survive entirely in the sea and figure out if it's possible. And we already have had our line solidifying here. We definitely have a hunter line that's, we have our, where do they go? We have our clawed creatures who are starting to get these poison fangs like Banana here has. And speaking of Banana, a lot of you guys thought we should name Rovan accordingly, and the name I like was Pineapple. Another fruit that's quite similar and that fits that appearance as well. But so we have this line that's kind of going to be integrating with this one, and we'll be sending a lot of them into the deeper parts of the sea to kind of hunt for food. And then we'll have our gatherers with the platypus beak like Wind here, who's basically got the genetics she needs, although I think we may end up kind of shifting her to shifting that line to the yellow and beige fur, just because if you're thinking about creatures here on the shore, then that's going to affect the camouflage, and we should see, not here, oh, I guess maybe camouflage isn't a thing in the water, but you know what, if we have any that happen to be lurking around near the shore, which we're probably not going to have too many, we're probably going to try to rely mostly on digging and mostly on gathering these clamshells here. But if we happen to have a few who might sneak up here to gather from the coconut trees, I'm not going to complain too much. I just don't want them fully up here hunting and gathering berries and whatnot. I mostly want them to stick to the sea and maybe the very edge of the shore, and maybe this healing fruit if we really need it, although the water-breathing plants also are healing. But I spent enough time talking. We're going to go ahead and start a new day here. We are bidding farewell to several of our creatures, and so I'll kind of try to zoom out and bring them into focus there. Our island population is definitely diminishing, so let's come over here. I'm going to let Rare attack there, and then we'll go ahead and gather up that meat from the balance bear, and that'll be some of our last food here, because even Rare is getting pretty old. Now, Kraken can kind of venture around and maybe do some digging if he can find a spot. Yep. And let's see. Okay, so Takuku has a leech, so we'll go ahead and have Rarako pull that off. And let's see, Turtle is the other one with the leech. So, I'm going to have her dig here, and then we'll actually bring, let's bring Wind down here and have her pull that off. And then, and the other thing is, so, I was talking about how, we haven't had as many names as I would have liked. You guys solved that problem. You submitted so many ocean-themed names, and I think we'll be settled for quite some time now. Now, let's see if Lassie can dig and dig, and I think we've actually lost the shell that was up there, but that's alright. We have these guys kind of waiting to take this nest, so let's have Pineapple escort his little sister Cyrema over here, and we can try and dig. Oh my goodness, Pineapple, you managed to actually get it, even though you don't normally have that ability. There we go, we got that one, and let's bring Lassie this way. Now, Kelp and River are some of our former breeding creatures. Oh, nice job to River, too. But we're going to have them head off this way just a little bit. Oh my goodness, these guys are on a roll of gathering things they probably shouldn't be able to. And let's make sure Kirku gets to gather up that dead clown koi, because that's going to be a lot of nice food as well. And we'll try and keep these guys kind of close together, because we don't want anybody getting attacked by leeches or anything like that. Let's kind of make our way over here, and these guys can kind of head out as well. In this tribe, it's the pink creatures who are our non-breeding ones, but I think Jigururo, he's actually meant to be one of our breeding creatures, so we're going to bring him back. and we'll have Sayonara kind of head out this way and see if she can find any food. We can bring, I think Mila, we'll keep her kind of close because I don't know that she's supposed to be a non-breeding creature, but nevertheless, we'll kind of keep her in that area. So we also have Izuko. So I believe, let's see, you guys are supposed to breed with Takuku, right? Yes. So, yes. So they need to have the orange gem in the middle there, and we'll have them kind of, well, you know what? I'm actually going to destroy this nest. We'll have a Nunuduke kind of step to one side. Oh, there's fish. Okay, somebody go after them. Quick. Mamera, you can go ahead and do this and get some of the fish. And maybe we'll see if anybody else can too. In fact, well, Mariko, probably not. Okay, they're going to leave. But we'll put Takuku here. And while these guys kind of stay close, and we'll make sure that we have kind of a good area for us to be able to breed them. Now, we probably should breed these guys. And I think it was Dugoro, D&E. He was going to wait and see if we have anybody from this line who we could potentially breed with him. Or were we going to... No, we were going to breed him with Sairima. That's right. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so let's go ahead, because, yeah, he has the inverse colors. And so let's make sure that we get her colors set up properly. And then DNA, D&G, K and G. We probably want to breed Banana and Rarico here. So I'm actually going to change her gem color, because they have the potential of having the Poison Fang babies too, which would be really good to see. So we'll kind of have them lurk around here and maybe start to head off a little bit. Anything for you to do? Not really, but Wave here can do some digging and dig up some food. Let's make sure that Lysana, oh, and it's her last day too. Oh my goodness, we're losing so many of our creatures, but we'll let her go ahead and gather from the poisonberry bush. And I think that's all of our land creatures for this time, and I think that's all of our creatures in general. So, oh, almost. You know what? Let's put Corey. I'm going to put Corey in the nest. We'll put Von Kierta here, and that'll be about the end of this turn. So we'll go ahead and we'll bid farewell to Lysana here as she spends her last day. And then I think it's actually, yeah, it's Wave's last day too. Oh, but we've got a leech already. Now, let's make sure it's Rere's second to last day. So we're going to have her continue to gather as much food as possible. Kraken is venturing out a little bit far to try and find food. Who has leeches? It looks like, not Rarico. Oh, it was you. It was you, Takuku. And, it looks like Sayonara has one as well. So let's make sure we pull that off of her. That does give us a little bit of food, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. And unfortunately, those shells keep disappearing just before we get to them. That's not really a very good thing. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't, but we'll see. So you can attack, you can also attack, and we'll have a Crabbit to eat on the next turn. And then Kelp, you, and River can head up this way. We'll see if you can gather up. Oh, you did! Nice job! And Lassie can make sure she spends her last day happily digging. Let's make sure Honoresi can kind of help with the Crabbit as well, because there we go, we actually finished it up. And let's make sure Cyrene, excuse me, kind of comes this way. Who do we want to breed her with? I&A, not you. Who did we decide oh, it was Dugoro, right? D&E, I&A, yes. So I'm going to have them kind of head this way, I think, honestly. Oh, Dugoro, why don't you help teach her how to fish? And we'll have them head off a little bit, because this has been our main breeding area for a long time, but I can see these two kind of wanting to branch out, and the same for Rarico and Banana, actually. Maybe they kind of creep off this way and seek out a little bit more of a secluded spot where they can kind of have their own place, their own little, if you will, their own little niche in this ecosystem. So their own little place in the tribe. Let's make sure we're continuing to dig. We are finding quite a bit of food at the platypus beaks, so that's an excellent sign. And Nunuduke has A and G. Is that I and A? K and G. I think I'm going to mark him pink because I don't think he really has any traits that would make him be beneficial over any of the others. So these three here are actually going to be our breeding pairs here, or our breeding, I guess it's not quite a pair in this case because they're not monogamous, but, oh, hello, you have a Razorana that is just waiting to be eaten. But we'll kind of have them set up here, and we'll kind of just make a circle of nests around Cuckoo, I think, because we need to get those poison fangs into the family, and we need to do it quickly. Let's make sure we keep these nests nice and repaired. And let's see here, Pineapple, I and E. It might not be bad to have him kind of come wandering over as well, and see if perhaps, maybe I and E, D and A, maybe he'll kind of come down here with Banana and hang out for a bit and see if perhaps he might eventually be able to have some children with Rarico as well, and see if he can pass on some of those necessary immunity genes as well. Because it'd be good to keep those in the family if we at all can. I think, though, that's mostly it again. We'll kind of keep, I'm going to keep Tavon in the area, because if anything shows up, we want to be able to protect these guys. I'm not going to start breeding them just yet, because we want to keep our population a little bit on the lower side, just so that we don't have quite as many creatures wandering around, because we're going to be starting to have a lot of breeding pairs soon here. So we'll go ahead and start a new day, and we're going to be bidding farewell to Wave here. And I think she can rest happy, though, in her little circle that she's been digging in. And there she goes. At least she was able to provide food and to rest assured knowing that there will be plenty of food for her tribe. And on her last day, I think we'll have Rere go ahead and gather some there just to kind of help out the tribe. Hello. You're not quite what I was hoping for. But just to kind of help out the tribe a little bit more. Okay, it's Rarico who has a leech here, so I'm actually going to pull that off of her. And then you can make sure you swipe up some of these fish as you kind of head off this way. Okay, so we've got, okay, Sarime, okay, well, let's see here. Let's make sure Dugroro can actually snatch up that, the Razorana there, and then Dugroro will get into position to help with this Crabbit. Let's also make sure we move these guys on and keep them kind of exploring and seeing if they can find any other sources of food around here. Let's see. Not too much. There's some of those dig spots, but we're having a hard time getting them, so that's not a very reliable source of food for us. And let's see. I don't think there's too much around here that's going to be good for them to find either. And we have Sela, who does have the Poison Fang secondary, so that's good. And she also has she does not have the albinism. That's something we're trying to breed out of our deep sea creatures. We're going to actually go for a much darker coloration once we can afford to spend our mutation menus. Speaking of mutation menus, I did set those up. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I didn't set Mamera's up, though. I should do that. So we want to get I want to put the ram horns in, because I think that'd be a really cool kind of, we never have really had a ram horn tribe before. We tend to go for the antlers, but I feel like for sea creatures, ram horns would be a little bit more practical. I'm not going to do the Megalosaurus horns because I don't think that works quite as well for the deep sea creatures. I mean, if you think about them trying to swim with that, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So the ram horns would be a lot more manageable for something like that. And I think the other thing would be the swimming tail. So we'll put that in her mutation menu. Anamimi here, or Anamimi, I don't know how you say it. We'll probably, we actually don't have that much to do for her, honestly. We do want to get the swimming feet, the back feet in as well, so maybe we'll start working on that with her. Maybe I'll put the ram horns and the webbed hind legs here. We're definitely going to go for full swimming creature here, and I think the same for you. The ram horns and the swimming, the webbed hind legs here. So we'll go ahead and repair this nest, and then I'm going to have you go here, we'll breed them, and we'll have her nest again. Now, I think we're going to have to gather up a fair bit of this stuff and just risk the leeches, because we need to get more nesting material. We're definitely starting to run out, so I think I'm going to recruit some of our creatures to work on that. Let's go ahead and you can head over this way. You guys can start working on that because we have some of the kelp around here. And so that'll be good. You are not old enough to breed yet, so while you're waiting, you can probably go over there and gather some up. These guys, however, I do want to start breeding, and I think we'll have them kind of set up a little nest area right here, and we'll breed them. I'll have her nest, and we'll also have her gather some there because, again, as much nesting material as we can get is going to be very important here. Let's even have Tavon gather some up. Now, this is going to attract a lot of leeches, but that's not entirely a bad thing as long as we make sure we get rid of them all, or as long as we make sure we remove them all when the time comes. So, Turtle, perhaps you can keep digging and see. Yeah, there's some places over here too, and I think that's actually about it for this turn. Yeah, we've done pretty much everything we can, so let's go ahead and we'll start a new day. We're gonna have a lot of leeches spawn all at once. Okay, there's already one right here. Oh, there's so many. Oh my goodness. Just a collective swarm of leeches attacking. Oh my word. You can grab this Razorana at least. Okay, you have a leech. Let's make sure that we pull that off, and then I'm actually gonna breed them, and we'll have her nest. You also have a leech, so let's have you use your turn to pull that off, and we have little Vonku here. I'm probably gonna name. It's gonna be hard to keep up with naming all of the creatures, and so I'm probably gonna focus on naming the ones that are going to be main breeding creatures. Let's make sure you get your leech off so that you don't end up taking too much damage from it, or so that you don't take any damage from it. So we'll probably name the ones we're mostly going to be using for breeding. Let's move you up here. You can come over here. We'll breed them, and you can try. Oh, you did get that shell. Good. Okay, so Vonku has pretty good genes, actually. We'll name them as they get a little bit older, once we know more about which creatures are going to end up being our breeding creatures. Now, we're going to have a rapid population spike here for sure. So, oh, and did we actually get... Yes, we got a double Poison Fang baby again. So G and A and D and A, unfortunately. So we don't quite have compatible immunity genes there, unfortunately. But we'll go ahead and try again. And we'll breed them. We'll have you nest once more. We are running out. We are starting to run low on our platypus-beaked creatures, so I think we're gonna go ahead and start breeding these guys. I don't want to breed too fast, but I think it's gonna be important, and so we want to be a little bit careful not to overbreed. Okay, first of all, let's also see. Okay, we got rid of the leech there, got rid of the leech there, got rid of the leech. No, we didn't. Okay, so you need to come down and pull that leech off. There's going to be another one. Okay, over... We already dealt with that, I think. I should have done this first. Oh, Tavon, I'm sorry. Okay, can Honoresi reach you? Yes! Look at her just go zipping across the ocean just in the nick of time. And it looks like Sayonara also has a leech that we can pull off. So there we go. Let's go ahead and we'll gather there. Unfortunately, did not get that shell, though. And these guys can continue on their way. We're going to gather up as much of the nesting material as we can because, again... Oh, we have a clown koi, too. It must have come out of that river there. Wow. Okay, so let's kind of head up this way. I don't think any of these guys are going to be... I don't actually know where it went. It must have kind of zipped off into the darkness. Okay. I don't know where it went, but I don't think any of them would have been strong enough to catch it anyway, so, you know, kind of go figure, I guess. But because it's our last episode of the season, we're actually going to go ahead And we'll do a little bit of an extra long one this time and go just a little bit farther. Oh, and it's Wynn's last day. Well, she sure has been busy, so I think she can rest easy and not have to worry. She can know that her tribe will go on and be doing quite well. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll start a new day. Oh, we did lose we lost the last of our land creatures. It looks like there's actually no one left on the island. So now is when we begin to survive wholly in the sea. There we go. Alright. So, first things first, I see opportunity here. Let's go ahead and attack. Okay then. Okay then. Oh yeah, and these guys actually have the ram horns, and do they both have it double? Yes, they do. Okay. First things first. Oh, and I see more ram horns. Alright, first things first. You have a leech. I'm going to have you pull it off. And where's the next one? Over here. Okay, so Kraken needs that removed. Let's go ahead and come over here. Turtle can come and pull that off for him. And you, Sayonara, have another leech. Alright. So does River. It's actually River's last day too. Oh. River's one of our previous breeding pair members there. Anasira has a leech, so let's go ahead and pull that off for you. Oh, and you can actually swipe up this Raised Rana before it has the chance to threaten anyone. And Dukroro here. Okay, so let's see. You are the one, yeah, you're supposed to be here with Dukroro, so let's have them, I think they'll probably venture kind of this way. And we'll see if we can have them settle down in this area. And maybe we can have Cease and Cyrema here kind of help keep an eye on them and help them out here and protect them if they need that. Because they'll be starting a family there. We can bring an RA over here. Or, yeah, an RA over here as well. I said her name wrong for a moment. And I think we're gonna need more nesting material, aren't we? Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's see who we have here. So we have Kirnu. Kirnu is looking pretty cool. He doesn't have the albinism either. He's got it secondary. He's actually got some really good traits. Now, his fertility is not the greatest, but let's see about Samara here. So, Deanie, darn it. Although, oh! Deanie and Deanie. Oh no, they both have D, never mind. G and E. Unfortunately, still no confirmed breeding pairs here. Unless... Wait a minute. Lako! She has double poison fangs too. Oh man, you guys. I think we found a breeding pair here. And did we set these guys' mutation menus? We did not set bananas. Okay, let's see. So, fertility should definitely be better. And I think what I'm going to go for first will be the claw, because that's something that they're going to need to find food. And let's make sure we set pineapples as well, and I expect it's probably going to be similar. He actually has better fertility, but we'll go ahead and give him the same genes here. So we'll do that, and we'll do the claw as well. Now, I think, so Lako here... And, not you. You here. No, let me click, please. And Kirnu are going to be our next breeding creatures. Now, let's see. So, fertility could be a little bit better. We do have double claw. We have the water body. Poison fang we can't do anything about. I want to get the tail in there, though. So, let's make sure we do the tail. And I think we'll go ahead and do fertility as well, because that's going to be pretty important to keep up. We don't want to start having issues with that. And then for Lako here, she does have the tail. She needs the claw, though. And she also needs better fertility. So we'll go ahead and do claw. And we'll do better fertility. Now, I'm going to go ahead and name them. And you guys have submitted quite a few names based off of the different seas and the oceans of the world, and so I think we're going to go ahead, and I don't know what all these refer to, but there are a lot of names that you guys have said, and I'm taking your word for it on them being related to the sea and the ocean. So we're going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to name her Amazon after the, no, not Amazon, Amazon after the Amazon River. And we'll go ahead and we'll name Kiernu, we'll go ahead and we'll name him, I'm going to call him Indus, because that is another river, so Indus, the Indus River here. And so we'll go ahead and have them be our first breeding pair. We'll make sure they're both set to alpha, and so we'll use them to kind of base our next breeding pairs off of. But the good news about them is we have Poison Fang double, and no, I want to see you. We have Poison Fang single, so we're that much closer to getting the Poison Fangs into our deep sea line. Why do we need that? Because these guys are not only going to be our deep sea hunters, but they're also going to be our defenders. If we have some issues up here with, say, a Barryina or, good gracious, a balance bear, if we happen to have one, then we're going to need somebody to defend, and with a creature of the sea, they could kind of pop up from the depths, strike, and leave a lasting blow with their poison. So that's going to help us out in the long run. Now, Rokirkir, G&A, G&E, G&E, D&A. So still not an eligible female for him here. Let's bring you over here. We'll breed. We are going to see a rapid population increase here, so we need to be a little bit wary of that. I'm going to actually bring Sela down here, and we'll also bring Mila down here. Oh, and perhaps Nunaduk can swipe up this Razorana, and we'll make sure we're gathering enough of these, enough of the, what am I saying? Enough of the algae to make us able to nest. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll breed them, and we'll have you nest there, and then you can come down here, we'll breed again and nest. You guys are already going to have your baby, and who do we have here? So we have Rota, who is basically one of our perfect platypus creatures, almost. Now, the one thing he doesn't have is the tail and the hind legs, so we're going to go ahead and put those in. So we'll put the tail in, and we'll put the hind legs in, if we can find them. There we go. The webbed hind legs. So let's keep breeding these guys, because we just need to make sure we're going to have enough gatherers to continue to support the tribe. And I think, let's move these guys, but then I think we're actually about done. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll start one more day, and then we'll actually leave it unfinished. We'll finish up with it when we come back next time, but we'll see what the new creatures born into the tribe are, and possibly name some of them. So here we go. Alright, lots of new babies. Definitely a huge population spike. How about no? I just heard a million more leeches bite us, though, so let's go ahead and deal with those before... Oh my goodness, Cease has a leech as well. But let's deal with those real fast, just to make sure we don't have any issues with them in the long run. Oh, and it was Mila as well. Okay, there we go. So that we don't miss out on any of those when we come back. And let's see. So we have Anara, who actually has the ram horns. That's good. She has D&E. And she actually could breed with Rokirkir. Okay. So, and then we have Sorella, who is G&E, and Kunu, who is also G&E. So I think, let's go ahead and we'll put Anara on alpha, and we'll put Rokirkir on alpha. And I think what I'll do is we'll change their names as well. So I'm going to go ahead and... we'll name her Coral. We may have had someone with this name already, but I don't totally remember. And we'll go ahead and we'll name him. What would be a good name for him that would kind of fit with that? I think. What are we gonna call? What will we call him? Let's call him. I'm gonna call him Liard. That's another name that you guys have submitted, and so we'll go ahead and we'll have Liard and Coral be a breeding pair as well, and I'm going to put them on. We'll have them keep probably. Your gem colors haven't been changed, have they? we'll have them be the blue, orange, and then we'll do the same for coral there. And then we'll have Indus be orange, blue. And it was Indus and where'd she go? Nope, not you. Indus and Amazon, so they'll be orange. Or the, yeah, okay. And then who do we have here? We have, no, I want to see the baby. I'm sorry, your tails are in the way. We have Ismere, who also has KA. Okay. She actually might be a better fit even. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to give her the tail, and I'm going to give her better fertility in her mutation menu. But she's actually even a better fit than Amazon, I think. So we wanted better fertility. So let's see. In addition to Amazon, we named them all after rivers. Maybe we'll go ahead and we'll name her Danube, which is another river. So we'll go ahead and name her Danube. I'm spelling that right, I hope. And so we'll have our little river family. And do they represent all of the immunity genes here? So we have K and G and K and G and D and A. So we have D, we have A, so that's all bananas, and we have K, so we don't have G. Is that represented in the other family, which would be, where'd they go? Which would be coral. So we don't have G. Yes, so we actually have this, this family's genes all represented. And we have, I think, all of the babies from this are double poison fang, right? No, no, that's Rarco I clicked on. Yes, so Danube is as well. So these guys, I'm going to actually stop breeding them and have them destroy their nests. It was kind of a short-lived little family there, but you know what? They had 3 strong babies whose genes are hopefully going to continue on throughout the generations right off the bat, so that works out. Although I do want to see if maybe Pineapple can pass on that I gene as well. We don't, and E, because we don't already have that either. So let's bring him down here, and I'll go ahead and breed them just to start off. And I'm actually going to take Banana off of this, and we'll put him on pink, because we no longer need to breed him for his genetics. Now, with these guys, I think we're probably, well, let's see. So we have D and G. And we have D and E right there. And so we don't have G, but we have G over here. So we probably don't need to keep breeding Eastco. Oops, and I clicked her, I clicked the wrong thing for her. And we probably don't need to keep breeding Onamine either. And oops. Ah, I keep messing this up. There we go, so we can probably destroy her nests. And we really don't need to breed Mimera either. I think we've pretty much covered the genes we needed here, so we can kind of stop breeding these guys already and disperse them out a bit. So, I think that's probably that probably settles it. So we have our next generation here. We do have a lot of strong warriors, and we have a lot of strong breeding creatures as well, who will be able to kind of pass on their important genes to the next generation. And Tavon has E and A. Are those genes in this family? So we have A for sure. We are trying to pass on E, so we might actually want to consider breeding Tavon in somewhere with E and A. Is there a female who would be genetically compatible? G and E. Samere. Nope, that's the same with E. So we have E in the we have E in the family. And we have Ace, so we probably don't need to worry too much about breeding Tavon. But he can stick around as a defender. And I think we're going to go ahead and actually leave off here for this season. So it's been quite a season. We started out kind of on the edge of the island here, and we had to have some of our creatures go inland at first, but now they're pretty much entirely self-sustaining within the sea. We'll see if that continues, no pun intended, in the next season, and if these guys can manage to survive despite not really venturing much beyond the beaches here. We're going to try not to go past this first layer on the land, and indeed, the more we breed in those web-tined legs, the more that's going to be important, because we're going to have no movement speed on land. But for now, though, we're going to go ahead and end off this here for today, and we'll be back in a little bit, or well, maybe more than a little bit, but we'll be back in a few months to continue the season and see how this tribe is doing. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.